Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. In this video, I have a concerning topic to discuss about the Scythe of Vitur. Now, this weapon, I predict, is going to become part of one of the largest scams in recent Oldschool Runescape history. I'm going to explain why in just a moment. I also might have a look at the charge system and the new cat update that they did recently, if I can be fucked. In the meantime, we'll just AFK some agility here, not touch the client. If you want to know how to do this method, I do have a link on my channel taking you to a video that sets this up, which I'll put in the description. But let's talk about how the Scythe is likely going to get people scammed. And if you enjoy this content or learn something here, or even if you disagree with me, feel free to leave a comment down below and hit the like and subscribe button while you're there. I greatly appreciate the support. So, the Scythe of Vitur is in a very delicate position at the moment, given its price. It's currently going for roughly, if I type price Scythe, we're looking at 1.8 bill. Just over 1.8 bill actively traded right now on the Grand Exchange. This weapon is probably going to be the first mega rare that hits 2 bill since the release of its own self, right? Like, obviously, the T-Bow, Scythe, and Shadow were max cash stack when they were released. Then they come down, and they haven't managed to hit there again yet. I believe the T-Bow has been close to this price roughly, maybe even slightly higher. But the Scythe is likely trending towards that direction. And this is where the problem starts, because I'm not really sure the best way to tackle this problem. Let's have a look at we'll look at the Grand Exchange chart first. This is the Scythe over the past quarter. The past 3 months of the Scythe has been quite consistent. Looking at 1.6 bill. I mean, ever since Jagex did the project rebalance on the Scythe, it was 2 bill when it was released. It came down, and it was, I mean, it was as low as 400 Jesus Christ, 400 mil at one point. Even 340 mil at one point. Then they buffed the Scythe, and it's been trending upwards ever since, which is huge. I love that. I'm a big fan of the Scythe. Now, the problem is a lot of people have this perception that the Grand Exchange and the market with the Grand Exchange is impacted by bots. And I personally disagree with that take, and you're welcome to disagree with me, but here's my reasoning as to why. This price, 1.9 bill, sorry, am I retarded? Yeah, 1.9 bill. It's my responsibility. This was me that did this, not bots. All it takes is news posts, a content creator to say something, a new meta to be formed, a trend, whatever it may be. This is what mostly affects big ticket prices. I'll give you an example. So we've been trending around 1.6 bill for quite a while, nice and healthy, and then the Royal Titans come out where the Scythe is your best in slot weapon, and we get a boost by about 50 mil. And it seems consistent. We had the Royal Titans feedback, the price stays consistent. More Royal Titans combat achievements, price stays consistent, even comes up another maybe 20 mil or so. And then we hit the Game Jam blog, which is nothing, but then there's Runefest Summer Summit, and we get the announcement of Yama, and we get the announcement of the NPC rework with drop tables and with the ability to like melee Zora, which the Scythe isn't included, but other rebalances around NPCs. And we also get more information on the release of the Delve boss, and that sends the Scythe to the moon. Then we have another Game Jam quality of life update right here, and then I make an announcement on Rune News, which can be found right here on this channel every week on Wednesday. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And I talk about my theory, and my theory is that the Delve boss that's coming out in like June or July with the Valamor, the final, is it the final Rising Dawn, final Dawn, whatever the fuck it's called, is demonic, crush, melee weakness. That's the plan. They wanted a new demonic crush weapon to be best in slot against the boss. I believe they're reworking the weapon itself, but it's still going to be demonic, and they said it's got a big shield, which, I mean, doesn't really mean a whole lot, but being a giant endgame tackling piece of content. Now, the rewards are magic-based, however, the Coliseum is melee-based with a range-based reward. I'm not sure if that really speaks volumes for what the content is going to offer. What I do feel is that they're still going to keep the boss melee-based, and that is what shoots the price up. Just my theory that we're going to see the Scythe become best in slot in the Delve, and likely in Yama too, given the nature of how Yama is going to work, being a duo piece of content. Hold on, my thing just got blocked at the end there. So, what we have here is the potential for the Scythe to hit the max cash stack. Please correct me if you think I'm wrong at any point. Now, obviously, the hype comes down because no one wants to pay 1.9 bill for a Scythe at the moment, but they will be eventually. Now, this is where the scam starts to unfold. It's not really anyone's fault, except maybe Jagex's, you could argue, but we don't really have an economy past max cash stack. You can't use platinum tokens on the Grand Exchange, to the best of my knowledge. It's been a while since I've used the Grand Exchange. If you can, then most of the scam is irrelevant. But people would use forums to trade items that go beyond max cash stack. I'll give you an example. There was once this streamer who used to scam a lot of his audience and was quite a scummy person. Went by the names of BTCs. And he would convince everyone that he had a 1 trillion gold bank because he had like 30 third age pickaxes, claiming that they were like 5, 10, 15 bill each, whatever the price was. Everyone that claimed the third age pickaxes were like X bill, it's just made up numbers. It's like putting your car on the market for 30 grand and hoping you get 30 grand for it. No one's actually buying third age pickaxes for 5 or 6 bill unless they've got something wrong with them. So to say that you have 6 bill for a third age pickaxe, it's completely like they can name whatever price they want, because if no one counters it, there's no argument against the price. As soon as the Scythe hits max cash stack, people can start saying 2.5 bill for a Scythe, and it can never come down again. It can be argued that you're going to have to go to the black market, you're going to have to go off the Grand Exchange and trade individuals to buy Scythes for 2.5, 3 bill. They can just take the price wherever they want if the players, the merchants, scumbags, have the monopoly. This is a concern I have. So I think Jagex needs to look into a potential to having an economy beyond max cash stack, as simple as using plat tokens to trade on the Grand Exchange. Or maybe, I don't know what the engine rework is like on their end, moving the max cash beyond 2.1 bill to even 3 bill, or just another bill or so to give us some more breathing room. Because once the Scythe, which is a heavily used weapon, a practical weapon, not like Third Age, which is a niche, look at me, I want attention fucking item. The Scythe is actually usable, best in slot, and practical. As soon as this hits max cash stack and goes beyond, I am concerned people are going to start getting scammed. People aren't going to be able to buy them until they hit 2.5 bill, and you're going to have a fucking hard time selling a Scythe for 2.5 bill to get your money back. It's likely to just keep rising and keep pushing, especially as more content comes out. This is a concern I have that I think the people aren't fully aware of yet. I could be completely wrong. I'm not an economist, but I did get valedictorian / ducks in my school, wherever you are in the world for what that's called. Smartest student in the class. So I do tend to be quite correct about a lot of these predictions, and I see it coming very soon, especially if Yama and Delve Boss are melee related, or the Scythe has even a remotely decent chance at being best in slot there. I don't see Magic being best in slot, even though we get Magic rewards. I just find using the Shadow, you are not tanky enough to really endure a lot of that endgame content. I don't see them trying to really push that narrative on the less experienced player base, because it starts to become a little bit gatekept. Yama, you could probably argue, would need multiple attack styles, so you could say that all 3 mega rares are going to be useful there, which should hopefully boost the price of all 3. But for the Delve Boss, I don't see the Shadow being the play there, especially if it's going to be demonic. Like Scorching Bow would ideally be the weapon of choice if they were going to choose something not melee, but then the T-Bow is just such a strong competitor, we may never see. I think melee is just the easiest to kind of balance around being best in slot when it comes to demon-like bosses at the end of the day, because of how practical and versatile you can be with your weapon choices. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them making it Scythe or T-Bow or Shadow best in slot, but if they want it to be Demon Bane, they're going to have to really make Demon Bane weapons useful, and no one wanted the Crush one. So I don't see it happening, but that's me yapping. You guys tell me what you think down below. I see this becoming a real problem in the near future. I don't really think it's going to slow down. I think the more that we get closer to these big releases, we got a 4th raid coming in 2026, which is again going to be massive. Like, I don't think they're going to make this the Fang best in slot melee there. There's no way they make it a 1 attack style raid. All 3 attack styles are going to be used. It's gonna, the rumor that people and what people want is a more Tob boss rush based raid. I am convinced Jagex would be smart and wise enough to make that style of raid. You're probably going to see some melee pushing in that raid. The Scythe again is going to keep growing. I see this hitting max cash. I see it going beyond max cash, and once it does that, if we don't have an economy that we can access safely through the Grand Exchange, motherfuckers are going to start getting scammed. People are going to start cooking up new scams and new ways to manipulate these prices, because once it's off the Grand Exchange, it's out of our hands. It's out of the economy's hands. It is in the hands of the rich, infamous, and crypto trading trash bags that want to play this game just to real trade and reap the benefits from the unfortunate. So, it's good Pepsi Max. That's my complaint and concern about the Scythe at the moment. I think we need to be very careful. I think Jagex needs to look into pushing the limit on how much gold we can trade at one time, because taking the Scythe off the Grand Exchange, if it hits max cash and beyond, we're fucked. We're absolutely fucked. So, yes. If I'm wrong, please let me know down below. I'm happy to hear your arguments. Feel free to come to the live streams right here on this channel too, which I do 5 days a week. I'll be live in about, well, probably by the time you've seen this video. And please let me know what you think. See if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong. I'm open to all ideas. I'm probably missing something too. I'd like to hear about it, but I see this pushing to max cash. This video may even help push the price up even a bit more. Who knows? I don't know where it's going to go, but I see the Scythe being very useful in the near future, and I see it causing some issues for people who are struggling to afford one now. Alternatively, you could just fucking grow some balls and learn TOB, and then you got no problem. Get in the theater of blood. There you go. It's this easy. I'm quite unlucky with my raid luck, as you can see. Nearly 500 KC. No T-bone, no butt plug, only one piece of ancestral. TOA, I've got nearly 300 KC and 5 fangs, 2 chaps, no light bearer, no shadow, and never a shadow. Theater of blood, I've only got 200 and something KC, but I've only got 3 purples, a defender, Scythe, and Scythe. So it's I'm getting there, but I'm struggling to get decent drops. So I'm unlucky, but if you're lucky enough, you'll be able to get a couple of Scythes before you reach my KC, or at least more purples than this. So time to learn TOB. Make some money while you can, and be fucking careful when that Scythe hits max cash. I would be very careful trading, and I'd be asking Jagex as a community to get a hold of the high end of the economy, because there are people that are going to start taking advantage of inexperienced, less experienced, or lower, poor people, basically. Poor being anyone who doesn't have plus max cash stacks. So be safe out there in the economy. I would check out the cat changes, but I think we know what they are, and the charges, I haven't even experimented with that yet, but I'm sure you guys know the updates. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tonight in the live streams. Good luck. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.